Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Grillback is here. Welcome everyone. And tonight I'd like to discuss monthly challenges. This should be a TLDR guide. I finished writing my essay, my full script on 3rd of November, just a day ago, and this is basically all the topics that I'd like to discuss. In the full guide it will be, well, if you're new here, let me actually tell you what it will be like. So first, I'd like to say some words about basic things about monthly challenges. Then I usually talk about some enemies, because this is actually important, since some encounters are simply generic and there is just no strategy involved. It's mostly a skill issue. We had, I think, 4 Irelias this month, 3 Zeds, several Katarinas, like at least 2 other Nocturnes is usually one of the topics that I discuss. Draven, he deserves to be as a separate topic, because a couple of months ago he was, we saw him like 6, maybe 8 times, and he was actually a menace against beginners. So I decided that he deserves his own place in my guide. Ezreal, we face Targon Ezreal several times. It will be 6 Ezreals this month, so we definitely need to discuss him too. Kai'Sa is one of my very nemesis. She ruined my 70 out of 70 without defeats at least 2 times back in 2023. She usually has vicious enemy, well, I mean quite often, and because of that it's really easy to underestimate her. Lulu Adoribus will be once again 8 times, just like last month, but last month was pretty much, I cannot say easy, but it wasn't really that hard, so yeah, that's probably why I did only TLDR guide. It was a me issue anyway. Jinx is worth discussing too. She has challenge 43, 45, misfortune fees 6 times, 7 times, or the other way around. Pretty generic enemies, but worth discussing too. Nautilus is a new one in this list. We will meet him 6 times. Yasuo, well, just because he is a quite common champion to fight against, he is in the list too. And Karma, she doesn't really deserve to be here, but we see guided meditation, we see some savage mysticism quite often, so she needs to be here for quite some reasons. In full guide, once again, this is just a TLDR guide. I hope it will be less than 1 hour. Otherwise, it will be, how can I call a TLDR guide? How can I call it TLDR guide if it takes more than 1 hour, right? And then I planned everything in this order. So this is one of the more generic rules. Well, first, this is like home task. So please be mindful about these rules. They are supposed to be easy. In full guide, I will start with champions, then this. Well, we'll just repeat everything. Then this. And from challenge 44 we will go to 44. Then, because Tryndamere is good in the price of progress, we will discuss Fortifying Frost, which is a discount for Elyordian champions. Then this, because, well, Tryndamere is also good into Sovereign's Domination and After Image. Adoribus belongs in this list too, and etc, etc. Then we just go like 39, 39, 46 into 46, 25 into 25. Oh boy. Then we discuss Course of Power once again and Mercy Killings, and then new one after I will do like a short break. I hope that I will not lose my breath. Yeah. And tonight I want to discuss these rules. or rather challenges, because they deserve some attention. These are those rules that might appear harder than they are, or because I'm usually doing these guides for just like people just like me, 2, 3, 4 star in their collection. If you have, how do I even put it? If you're like a little bit undeveloped, this should be those challenges that will take most of your attention, such as where do I use Jinx, where do I use Aurelion Sol, and other strongest champions of roster. 51 is one of the hardest challenges, 60 deserves some attention, 63 kind of, 66, 70. And some challenges might just be harder because you do not have a proper response, as if you do not have Epic Relic, free-to-play Epic Relic Strength of Stone, which gives everyone Formidable, you might be missing out in completing Phantom Prankster challenge, just because of that special rule that gives you 0-10 Prankster. With Epic Relic Strength of Stone, it becomes 10-10 naturally, and if you add any Overwhelm to that unit, it will be just deadly. If you do not have this combination, everything is so much harder. Then also Lulu Adoribus, 8 times, just like last month. This is usually countered by Oath of the Guardians, and I'm using so many different builds, including Oath of the Guardians, that one might say I'm using so many builds, but another one would say this is just all the same Epic Relic. It's like saying, yo, this guy in G2 or Mad Lions is using so many different champions. Base skin Nar, Cosmic Nar, another one Nar, but it's all the same champion. It's just different skins and kind of the same situation here. I mean, I'm watching Worlds, so seems like a relevant metaphor. Alright. I used Jinx just once, challenge 51. I used Volibear on challenge 60, Vex, one of my strongest champions too. I think I used her twice. But all in all, month seems to be pretty easy. Well, at least it's not that hard. And let's jump into challenges, into discussing all these things. Challenge number 10, what's special about it? Only the strong and Ashe. So kill all units except each player's strongest unit, and Ashe, which will frostbite our strongest unit. Actually, let me show you my prep that I did just yesterday. Only the strong. This is what is usually good into only the strong, kind of. It's not a complete list, but it's definitely something that would work, because, well, you can also scale Evelyn into only the strong. It will just give you raw power, and she's not on the list. It doesn't mean she's bad, she's just... she has other jobs to do. And here what do we have? Regeneration or Berserker's Buckle. So into only the strong, you usually want something that scales on its own and has regeneration, or other source to stay on board. And Spell Shield is also included in this list, kind of. So Jack wants Berserker Buckle, and it's easy to heal him. Kain heals on his own. Garen has intelligent regeneration, and he also scales too. Kench uses Berserker Buckle, and you want regeneration on him. Then we have permanent buffs. Gatebreaker Kale works. You just place a unit, you buff it every round, you do not care about Ashe's Frostbite, and then once Kale got enough buffs, you just play Kale for her mana, and on play effect, Gatebreaker strike enemy Nexus, you just win. It's a matter of time. And of course it works only on 3-star scale. 2-star scale is 3 out of 10 champion, it doesn't really work, and 2 stars scale doesn't work. she's 3 out of 10. And 3-star scale is like 7 out of 10, kind of 6.5, I would say, 6.4 rather. She is struggling against nightmares because she doesn't really have a proper removal, she has only stunned burst speed. And you need to be prepared against deadly encounters. You cannot be, well, doesn't really matter, we're talking about challenges right now. Vi is pretty much the same, she can use Gatebreaker, she can finish on her own. Gwen heals through Hallowed, it's a matter of time. Spirit Blossom Ari scales through that very spell. And also, she's fine if those Foxfire die. It happens. And you can also use some other strategies such as non-permanent buff of Lee Sin, Raptor Star Fragment, and other things. Let's just move on. Challenge 14. This one is like generic. We are facing Misfortune and Fizz. They are in the list as generic enemies. Misfortune is just weak. She will play almost every card she got until she will be out of cards in about 4 rounds, so she is not a real enemy. Fizz has some elusive units, so I usually recommend using 0-3 Luminous Orb that gives also Sharp Sight. Against Fizz it's extremely good. Berserker Buckle is one of the best relics too. I'm probably using this build. Oh no, this is a pretty relevant too. So Ari or pretty much any other champion can use this buckle build. I think I do have some videos about it. We just use this to survive and to counter stealth. Then when I survive damage, grant me +2/+2, and this way Misfortune doesn't want to attack you once she sees this. This will be easily blockable too. The main problem of this challenge is if enemy has Fansmith round 1 will get a lot of stats. So you are probably fighting from disadvantage. That's just something to be mindful about. Like if you feel like you want to do 2 stars, champions of 2 stars, alright, no problem. Although 3 stars is like a golden standard these days. If you feel like playing champions that are below level 20, you probably want to do that on your own risk, and no one will ever recommend this to you, because level 20 upgrade is extremely important. Champion level 20, game start droid champion. You'll be also missing out on some other several important upgrades, like you will get 1 item, 2 item, then 27 another item. 40 starting health doesn't really matter early on, but support champions have random epic item. This is really good too. It's not that you always need a 3rd rare relic slot, but on some champions this is extremely relevant, such as Gwen, and some other champions too. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm not really spoiled by manaflow, I'm not really spoiled by 6 stars, so I'm using the very same tools and seeing the very same problems, but relics, you know, you can manipulate experience that you get on champions, and let's just take care of experience, at least of that, because yeah, it's great to have level 25 champion with common spell shield in the slot, but sometimes you just need more than that. I was saying that this can be harder than usual, so if you are running 2-star champion that has that is lower than level 20, this can be just randomly oppressive, because, well, this is just challenge 14, no issues enemy, but you will take like over 10 damage round 1. That's what I wanted to say. Then challenge 33. Once again, only the strong Demacian Might. Fiora usually is countered by Frostbite, stun enemy, or heal spell like Vengeance in Thresh deck, or maybe Kindred even. So Her is a pretty easy opponent. Z, though, Demacian Might 2 is one of his very favorite powers, because Z's natural power is Blatant Darkness. If he did damage our Nexus, then in the end of the round, his strongest creature will strike it, which means that if he summons Z, and that Z damages our Nexus, he will get +2/+2. Even if he just gets lucky, a good attack, he will get +2/+2 because he has quick attack. It's really hard to counter already. And then he strikes Nexus again for another +2/+2. Something can go wrong. If it was me to play this challenge 2 years ago, I would have picked Kindred. 3 stars Kindred. Guardian Angel, Stalker's Blade, Guardian Orb in any combination. It will just work. It will take some time, but it is doomed to work because, well, you can lose because of skill issue, but Kindred is one of the very best not support but defensive champions, and she can use Guardian Orbs to support other creatures to win after some time in the game. So yeah, you can, as a Kindred player, you can always kill and then revive Z. That will reset his Demacian Might stacks. You're fine because of Guardian Angel against only the strong, but we have Spirit Blossom champions that are pretty good and pretty strong. We have Frostbite is really good into Z too, so you can play different things into this. Well, actually, let me check if I got actually anything to say. Yeah, sorry, 1 second. No, nothing really to say, yeah. This is just generic only the strong with a higher potential of enemy high roll. So I took Alice just to see how it will work, because I wanted to test Corrupted Star Fragment into this. And also I wanted to check how Elise would work with her 2-star power. And also, I mean, I expect Riot to do Alice as a November champion because she is spooky and it's been Halloween. That's probably my vibe. I used a lot of Shadow Isles champions. I used Alice at least twice and it's been like that, yeah. Let's move on, challenge 37. This is Jinx and Yasuo. They are usually fairly weak. They cannot really rush you down, but in this challenge they can. Animated Armor, all units have formidable. Big Fist, enemy summons a unit, granted +0/+3. So Yasuo round 1 can summon 1-2 brothers. They will become 1/5 and will have formidable, which means that he can deal 10 damage round 1 if he has a tech token. This already doesn't feel great. And then we have Jinx, which is actually even stronger because she usually goes white. So she will get that 1/4 Elusive Poro, 1/4 Elusive Poro, 0/5 Challenger, which is essentially 5/5 and other things. So once again, this is a challenge that is not dividable by 3, but you have to be mindful about this. And usually I suggest picking certain formidable champions or prom support, but in this case I would suggest also looking at spell damage. 1 second. Animated Armor updated. This is the one. So First row is champions that are good into formidable. Spirit Blossom Ari, Jaina, Vi, Kain, Lee Sin due to his 3-star power. Master Yi, he has a lot of buffs and usually Master Yi is pretty easy to navigate. He is actually like generally okay champion to play. He is extremely boring if you have one certain plan, so I do not really play him a lot. I try to play either Lee Sin or Master Yi at least once a month, and I mean they're just pretty stable. Their powers are always happening and you know what to expect, you can calculate, and they are of those champions that could be recommended to beginners to advanced players because of their, yeah, not a low roll nature. Normal Ari is pretty good too because she can heal up. Heimerdinger is kind of fine because he has 2 drop, that is 2-5, which is 5-5 essentially. And like, he's just fine. He's playable into formidable. Bard is pretty much playable too. He just scales. He can high roll lifesteal, he can heal up, and using Luminous Orb on Bard is just fine. I don't know what else to say. Then Pike. Interestingly enough, Pike is really good with formidable. His Lurk at 3 stars gives +2/+2. But I would like to suggest this second row of champions that deal spell damage, and while dealing damage to enemy units, you will also reduce upcoming damage to your Nexus, which means that it will actually save your life. Misfortune is stronger champion, so probably wanna use something else. Twisted Fate, yeah sure. Mel, yeah sure. Victory is fine into formidable and he has some spell damage. Spirit Blossom Kindred will heal up, although she is not really that great, but she is fine. Veigar usually has another job, so if you feel like you've countered Katarina well enough, if you planned good enough into Katarina, you can play Veigar into this one. Also, Veigar is just exceptionally good into formidable to give him Luminous Orb, and he will be 1 and 7, 1 and 8, 1 and 7. Yeah, so Caitlyn, yeah, they are good too. Next. 43, 45. This one is Dying Laughing and Power over Venom. Once again, this is Jinx that will just scale. I'm already kind of losing my voice. Understandable. So yeah, this Jinx is extremely easy if you have Strength of Stone Epic Relic. If you have Beast Within, this is just exceptionally easy. But if you do not, this is kind of suffering because you are playing against power overwhelming. So if you have Strength of Stone, you should be playing against, well, within Dying Laughing. Let me actually... So this is what is good with Dying Laughing. Strength of Stone, top line. Top row is pretty much the same as in Animated Armor. Second row is buffs. Victor gives augment to Phantom Praxta. I did test it just recently. There is one video on my YouTube about that. Atrox and Vayne at 4 stars are generally just strongest 4-star champions. With little to no investment, you give them investment of 100 fragments to get them to 3 stars, then you upgrade their 4-star, which is just basically next upgrade possible in the constellation. Just let me show you. Yeah, let me hide this, and constellation 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, ram to the teeth. So this is, you cannot skip it, and it's extremely strong. Like you get +2/+2. You give also +2/+2 from this item. So any unit will be +4/+4. 2 mana, insane stats. Vayne pretty much the same. Your 1 star, 2 star, 3 stars, 4 stars. Very next star in her constellation. LeBlanc, yeah, that's a buff. Gale, permanent buff. Lilia will give the spirit to Prankster, and well, she's just okay. Nami will heal up anything and buff too. Nora has give summoned created ally +3/+1 at 3 stars. Ornn will just buff it up slowly but steadily. Mordekaiser, I mean, he kind of works into that. It's not really his good here, but yeah. And then Master Yi, he is buffing too. I'm yet to test him correctly, but he has some buffs, and theoretically speaking, this is obvious choice. And also Corrupted Star Fragment to get +0/+10 on your main character. So you can play Nora first round, she's at 2 cost, and then you just use Corrupted Star Fragment on Nora and you will get +0/+10, or rather +3/+11, because that was a created ally, and this is just insane Nora right away. If you do not have stuff for Dying Laughing, if you do not have Strength of Stone, then I just highly suggest looking at Power Overwhelming. Just take your time to pause the video. Snorlax? Yasuo can scale and he will clear every enemy. You just need to use Tempest Blade, rare relic. Evelyn, you survive till 4 mana, you play 2-drop or 3-drop, and then Evelyn, then you use Tempest Blade on Evelyn to level up and stun every enemy. It will be easy, you will clear everything, and her 3 stars is get +2/+2 to everyone everywhere. She just outscales and controls board. Viego is killing faster than enemy too. Snorlax, you're pressing buttons. Gale and every other... I don't know what even to say. Speed Blossom Kidget can scale, Speed Blossom Ari can scale, Nami can outheal and overscale too, because of Nami herself. Kai'Sa has a lot of raw stats, so she's just like killing me in 3 rounds in 2 attacks. Action is good enough because he can rush enemy down, but that's if you have invested into him. Like if you have him at 3 stars, this is probably not enough. If you have invested something like at least 2 more stars into his constellation, if you have Echoing Spirit and you went south, then he's fine. If you have Beast Within and went another way, he is fine, but if you're just playing at 2 or 3 stars, he is out of the list. The second row scales pretty much too, they're just either weaker or have another job. I guess row number 3 is pretty interesting. Gwen doesn't really mind enemy scaling, she will just have blocker at round start. Also keep in mind that Gwen is extremely strong champion, but she really wants all of the levels, all of the relic slots if you're facing harder, tougher enemies. Because, well, you need 1 relic slot to be Overwhelm, another one to be Luden's Tempest, another one you can use Gale Force or Level Up Rally, another one you can use Corrupted Star Fragment or Disciple of Shadows, and she just needs way too much. You need 4 rare relic slots, which means that you need Crush in Constellation and 3 rare relic slots. Otherwise, she will be struggling. And you need 3 stars too, because this is basically just the power of multiplicative scaling. Like you get Hollowed twice as often, then you get Luden's Tempest, which once again doubles your damage, and this is 2 times 2. That's a lot of multiplicative power. Warwick. Snorlax. Warwick scales. Talia is pretty much like Action, but is just weaker. And she's also like Kaisa, but weaker once again. You need Phage on that Man-Be Rock thingy to rush enemy down, but she's kind of fine if you wanna rush enemy down. Ellie's scales, if you need just common relic Dream of Yordles. Garen scales, but he's just weaker. Garen, he's just Garen. You can even buff Diane Laughing Prankster +1, +2, and this is already set business. Jax will scale up too, he's just weaker once again. Ornn is one of the weakest champions and he kind of works, but he's just on a weaker side. Kindred can outscale, she's great defensively, so this is some RNG dependent. And challenge 45 pretty much the same. The main difference is that you do not want enemy to have extra rounds, like enemy might not use single combat every round, but if you give enemy 5 rounds, then whatever you will summon will probably get blasted. So I highly suggest something solid. I would say if I was just 3-star guy, I would use Evelyn, or Evelyn because she can deny single combat, or Chemtech Duplicator, which means that I know that I want to survive till 6 mana, and then I just rush enemy down. That's it. Challenge number 44. Price of Progress, Irelia Azir. Now this one is supposed to be extremely easy, but if you do not have tools, this will be pretty hard once again. This one I completed on... Oh, this was Ari, actually, pretty cool. This one was Nika, just a first turn kill. You can have up to 4 or 5 different Nico builds, not this one. You can use Beast Within into basically anything else. This is my signature build on Nika, exactly for extra mana challenges. And Nika is extremely good because you will just get a 2 mana discount on your first creature. And then you kill enemy. Beast Within also, you know, was my very last epic relic, so I was using Taking Spirit, which was my almost first epic relic. I was lucky with that. It's actually very best free-to-play epic relic because it is just generally good. This one was interesting and I was just using normal Overwhelm Source. Like any full build, yeah, sure, fine. Crown, sure, great. This works too. Or you can play Tempest Blade, Luden's Tempest. Sorry, Luden's Tempest, and Dreadwitch is gone. This is also what I used into challenge number 11, Karma. Repetition works like a charm. One of the other easiest choices against Price of Progress like this. So what's extremely annoying about this one? Blade in the Darkness doesn't really do much because, well, it doesn't help enemy to control board. It just means that if you're underprepared, you are suffering from taking bad trades. That's it. But if you're at least level 20, it means that your Nexus has 35 health. This is kind of fine. You're just struggling against Price of Progress. It's really an awkward rule, and not gonna lie, like I've been, the way you see me, in the top 8 for like 2 years or maybe even more, and I'm still just getting used to this rule. I think I have a list for this one too. Yeah, I do. Tryndamere is simply best in slot because he is playing Call to Arms, he doesn't really lose tempo, and against Irelia you are really in a disadvantage. She has recall, she has a lot of tempo, she just rushes your face, not also you're pressing buttons. Calm down. Master Yi is one of the generalists that can be recommended everywhere. He is good into a lot of stuff and he is just really good into Price of Progress. You will play Master Yi for 3 mana, and if you will play it Master Yi in other adventures, you can already tell what's the plan. What is the plan? Gale is really good too, but because of Irelia, I would highly suggest picking Spell Shield wherever you can, such as Black Shield, Epic Relic is probably best. Nika was my choice, Luxie, Free Barrier, Nami can heal up, and you know, actually, I'm just not in a hype train of Nami, but in this challenge, if I was just playing 3 stars, she would have been my go-to. Lux is fine, Lee Sin is fine. Sometimes some people say that they actually carried, managed to deal with this Price of Progress by using Nora and Grand General's contra plan. This was like, I wanted to create something for players that are without any epic relics at all, and this was my idea, my suggestion, and people said that this is actually a good one. So I'm yet to try it, but rumors say that this is working. Eking Spirit, Fact Powder to get a discount, Franz Tomb, Franz. I've been working for 11 hours, that can happen. He is really good to get your champion for free. And Hypnovalor you can basically play, let's say, Nora for 3 mana. And then you will get Hypnovalor for 1 mana. And if you also use Corrupted Star Fragment, then your Nora becomes like 20-20 Beast. And if you have Corrupted Star Fragment, something else, and level 25 Spell Shield, then you're actually blocking any elusive units, you're protected against recall of Irelia, and this is fine. Next challenge, 48. This is generic that I do not really plan to cover in full guide. Fiora, we've already discussed it, Fizz, generic enemy, Luminous Orb is the way to go. It's just the fact that he has Grand Plaza, Challenger, he goes white. No looking back doesn't exist, just forget about it. Vicious enemy means that enemy goes white, and he will deal like extra damage every round. Round end, which means that you didn't clear stuff on enemy attack, you take 4 extra. You didn't trade with Mass Challenger, you take 5 extra. So yeah, be mindful about this one. Probably want something that is somewhat decent. If you see that you cannot really summon stuff, but you want to, then you just let enemy attack first, and only then you play your creatures. Yes, you will take damage to your face, but you will also develop your pieces on board. So you will just take damage. You can take rare Mass Challenger relic, you can take Luminous Orb, like if you're completely free to play, right? Like this build. And you will have a lot of stuff covered. You just need an idea to counter Fiora, and this will work against Fizz. You can also use this one. Just create your idea. A lot of champions can work. Ari can scale. A lot of champions are good with Challenger, you know it on your own. Any champion that has quick attack can benefit from having Challenger. And some champions like Nasus and Fiddlesticks have 1, 2, 3 disarmed. Nasus has disarmed as a 2-star upgrade. Warren, or pick your ST. enemies have -1, -0. Vulnerable enemies have -3, -0. So even Nasus is great into this challenge. You just need to understand how you are denying enemy win condition, pretty much. Alright, challenge 49. Oh, yeah, Adorables, one of my most disliked special rules. So you're expected to play Oath of the Guardians or Champions into Adorables or go really wide. So if you do not have that, you are already causing headache, well, for yourself at least. I did this one with Twisted Fate, just to play against Mortal Marks in a spellcaster way. I also played a lot of Oath of the Guardians, like this one, 4-star Swain, Vicious Enemy, Adoribus, Nila, with Oath of the Guardians. Lulu, Adoribus, Jenna with Oath of the Guardians. Another Lulu, another Oath of the Guardians. And here I probably suggest playing Spellcaster because something weird happens. Your creature transforms, it gets reduced, it retransforms back, it dies. I don't know what's happening, but I highly suggest using something else. Lulu is fairly weak. She has close to no tempo if she doesn't really have something like Vicious Enemy and Manaflow. Your deck is 24 or 28 cards, and she has no draw. If you just trade 1 for 1 and have a little, at least some draw, you're already winning. That's it. Then challenge number 51. Wait a second. Yeah, this is the hardest challenge of this month, and I highly encourage to plan Jinx against this one. Legendary small stuff works only against us. Everyone has Scout, so enemy will benefit from Demising Might twice, and this is also Darius that can rush us down. With Vicious Enemy he will just play himself on round 3 pretty much. He will instantly level up for a lot of stats, and he's like actually huge. So it's really rough. Azir, if enemy has attack token round 1, he plays Azir. He's like 3-5, 3-7 with Phage, and he will get +4/+4, and nothing can be done about that. Like, if you low roll and enemy high rolls, it's just kind of decided. So yeah, this is one of the fights where I recommend using Jinx. If you do not have Jinx, then Swain, Aurelion Sol. Swain is really strong on 3 stars, but Swain is actually the strongest champion in the game once you get his 4-star upgrade. So 1, 2, 3. You then go Star of Bounty, Radiant Party, and then this. Pyromantic Wake. And he becomes the obsolete. Oh, misclick. And whom else would I also choose? Well, I do not use manaflow champions. I use only bad choices. Not really bad, but I experiment a lot. So I tend not to use Aurelion Sol at all. I use Jinx only when I feel like, and yeah, like what is this? Warwick, LeBlanc, Victor without 6 stars, LeBlanc, Tam Kench, Nasus. Yeah. So against this, Jinx, Swain, Aurelion Sol. If you do not have that, then I would probably pick Vex. Vex at 4 stars is one of the greatest champions of the game too. You get 1 star, 2 star. She's not really champion at this point. 3 stars. She starts becoming good. And then you get either Fight Toss +1, Perilous +3, +4, or you go this way for extra Nexus health. Both are good into challenges. Damage and spells you acquire in adventures have Charging Sigil 3, +4 damage. This is the best upgrade, the best small star in the game at all. It means that any spell that you find throughout adventure will have a lot of extra stats. Like you see, Ezreal Super Champion, his Static Shock will deal not just 1 damage to 2 targets, but rather 5 damage to 2 targets. Insane. If you see something cool in shop, it will get this. So you upgrade this one, you go to shop, which is guaranteed in 2 fights challenges, and you roll the shop. And Explosive Finale is of course one of the best. I think I didn't upgrade this one. I started with 10 Nexus health because I just felt like it could be more impactful in a way. If we do not have those, well, Yumi is good into legendary small stuff, but you can just low roll. I cannot guarantee you that this is a strategic victory, so no. And same for Aatrox. Like Aatrox is really good into small stuff, Aatrox is really good into scout, you'll get a lot of discounts. But once enemy acquires dominance, then you can probably do nothing, sadly. So yeah, I encourage picking Jinx, Swain, Aurelion Sol, whatever you have. Next change, 55. Lingering Shadows, PO, Kai'Sa and Ezreal. This is Targon Ezreal and my personal nemesis Kai'Sa. I highly suggest looking for Viega in your collection, because he is just best in slot in this. He is good into Lingering Shadows, he is good into Power Overwhelming. Kai'Sa is a tempo warrior that you want to control right from the first round. She will get 1 Pora, another Pora, and then on round 2 she is like almost evolved, so on round 3 she is extremely strong. Yeah, and against Ezreal you pretty much wanna control board too, but the problem is he will draw stuff, and he will summon elusive units, and he's just on another level. Even if you feel like you're stabilized after 4 rounds, he still can get pretty cool creature on round 6. He will draw something else, he will do a swap bot, and then suddenly you're losing once again. So for this one, I would probably suggest picking one of the stronger things into Power Overwhelming. Like this is challenge 55, you're almost done. This is what you're planning for. And other challenges, other 40 challenges were pretty easy, so yeah, plan ahead. This is something that should be considered. Yasuo, Evelynn, Viega. Gwen is probably fine, but into Ezreal sometimes you just wanna have something different. Like Gwen wants to attack and you want to have options to control board and sometimes even finish enemy without attacking. Such as LeBlanc can control board without attacking. Spirit Blossom Auri can go wide, kind of, and she also scales. Spirit Blossom Kindred, yeah, she is fine too. Alright. Then challenge number 57. Adorable Sovereign's Domination, Power of Observation. It's like, if you have good choices for this, this is extremely easy. If you don't, this is extremely scary, because once again we have Kai'Sa, vicious enemy, adorables that will deny you like a whole tempo, because your strongest follower will be transformed into Oopsie Squirrel 1-1. You wanna play into power of observation, but also it's not like you can. So in this one, I highly suggest picking something from Adorables list, and then you look for something that can use spell mana properly. And obvious choices would be Tryndamere and Lilia, especially if you have Echoing Spirit. Tryndamere just plays Tryndameres, he is immune to Adorables, champions are immune to Adorables, Oath of the Guardians is immune to Adorables. Echoing Spirit Nora is fine. Echo is really so much better, especially into Kai'Sa, because usually you want to play something like Stalker's Blade, or at least Mass Challenger on Echo. When I had just one Stalker's Blade, it was for a long time. I used Mass Challenger on him, and I think I used Echo 3 times this month. Yeah, he has quick attack, so I was definitely using Mass Challenger. Atrox Vayne are pretty solid, but I think I would probably pick Fiddlesticks over those two. I mean, I have something to say, I want to say, but I also I'm planning to do a full guide within a week, so how much of those things should I say right now? Then we have Challenge 59, Chronicle of Ruin, Noxian Might. This is a bless that we have Irelia Ezreal into Chronicle of Ruin. They have Noxian Might, which is just, wow, extremely scary. Like, this guy is elusive. He'll be something like 8, 9/3, round 1, Overwhelm. Irelia will be 9/4 Overwhelm, first attack, round 1. And you just have to pick something into Chronicle of Ruin and survive this. Usually into Chronicle of Ruin you want Vex with Explosive Finale, or you want Jhin with Explosive Finale, or maybe you can use Spirit Blossom Champion. So Spirit Blossom Timo, Constellation, Star 1, 2, 3, and then we upgrade the Rune Star and also look at the 20 Nexus health. So we go to Rune Star, we pick Explosive Finale, deal 4 damage to the enemy Nexus if enemy dies outside of combat, and this works. Also extra Nexus health. No joke, I would probably feel like playing under-level Timo into that. It should be okay. And, well, just naturally speaking, into Chronicle of Ruin you want something that is on summon effect. Like Stalker's Blade is on summon effect, it will help you to control board. You want Guardian Orbs to get epic items on all of your cards in library. You can also use Star Gems with Guardian Angel, or... Am I missing something? Stalker's Blade, Dreadway Chase Gun, but that's like killing an enemy with a spoon unless you're any Omel. I see, I have no tips for myself. So yeah, this is basically Guardian Angel and either Star Gems or Guardian Orbs in any combination, or maybe Stalker's Blades. Just up to you. You have to get one Guardian Angel and anything else. It just works. I think in August there were like 5 Chronicle of Ruin Adventures challenges, and I used everything. Like, I was using Timo with Star Gems, I was using Neil with Star Gems, I was using Kindred even probably. I was using Guardian Orbs, although I'm not really a fan of that right now. Yeah, that's it. This should be enough information to complete it. Challenge number 60, another hardest challenge of this month. Enemy summons turret, demise and might for elusive enemies and first attack Aurelia. So I used Volibear, which is okay into turrets. We will get extra stacks. It's not really that great with Spellman, but it's alright. Maybe we can get Avalanche round 1, clear turret, and play Tarkas as soon as possible. I honestly low-rolled. I didn't lose, but I low-rolled. It was insane. I had like 14 stacks of sigils before I got my Volibear, and he was my second Titanic unit. First was from Frostbite, I think. And then on final boss on Aurelia, I had 32 stacks of sigils. I had no Titanic units whatsoever. It was so bad. And against this, I once again highly suggest to plan something like Jinx, Aurelion Sol, Swain, because this is just that hard. This is top 3, top 5 hardest challenges this month, and this is where we are supposed to use Jinx. What else? Vex is really strong, and she's even better here than against Challenge 51. Once again, we have 2 fights, we have extra mana. This should work. Volibear is fine. We can also use Mel. She will control board, and those turrets will help us to stabilize within 2 rounds. Yeah, on round 3 you are supposed to be stabilized. With extra mana, Caitlyn is kind of fine because she's just lacking a little bit of tempo, and that extra mana can give you like a slightly edge to play a spell, to plant a couple of more flash bombs, and each deals 3 damage, so this is pretty much usually exactly enough to win. You can use Guardian Angel, Stalker's Blade, and any other relic that you feel like. I'm using Echoing Spirit. Atrox is okay. Nidalee can kill enemy in 1 round if you have Transmogulator, Spectral Scissors, and you can use Mass Overwhelm instead of Lost Chapter. Maybe Vayne if you feel like you're strong, but that's not my style. Next we have 63. Yeah, let me take some water. Almost done. So this is one of those challenges that it's not like I can actually recommend much, sadly. Usually when I'm doing guides, it's not just that I'm doing guides for unupgraded people, like if you're 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, I'm helping. If you're 3 stars or 4 stars, I'm extremely helpful because I'm playing the very same game. But in here, my style to play and my style to guide people is, so we low roll or we play for fun, and enemy high rolls, which means that if every player has like 3 options, generally speaking, right, 3 options in round 1, and if we low roll we are at 2 options and enemy is at 4 options. It's like his potential, his number of options, whatever that is. And mountain peak means that we can just not get anything, so we are at +0, and enemy will be at +1. So we are at 2 options or potential power 2 against potential power 5. And while we have just 2 mana, this is impossible. And this is not really like hardest challenge, this is just Gathering Storm Z, Vicious Enemy. He will play Z round 1. He can high roll Dusk and Dawn instantly on his attack token round 1, and he will deal 50 something damage. Yeah, that can happen. That happened to me last month too. I did plan against that and I survived. He dealt 0. But sometimes you just cannot really do much. Here I can say that if we are playing against enemy high roll, we can like survive because of Ashe 4-star power, because of Tryndamere 4-star power. Let me actually take a look. Ashe is a 3, 4. Each round, the first time the foe summons a unit, frostbited, so enemy summons Z, and Z is frostbitten. Boom. Nothing he can do. Mr. Tryndamere. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again, this very same terrain. Each round, the first time the foe summons a unit, frostbited. Like, we will survive, but I do not like Freljord into Z. Although Tryndamere is really good into Mountain Peak, but he has so much different jobs this month. Tryndamere is probably not supposed to be used here. Like, against Mountain Peak you want to use heavy stuff. Against Z you want to use something that can stop his aggression. Probably even Nautilus, if you have him upgraded, can be fine, but I cannot guarantee that he will be successful, right? You get him 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, you have fortifications, and then you get heavy metal has +2 damage. And considering his starting deck, it is at burst speed, so it will be 2 mana burst speed deal 4. Sure, that stops that, but I cannot guarantee anything. This is not strategical to say that, well, if you high roll this, this works. Yeah. Anyway, so just to suggest something, we have Ashe Tryndamere, although I do not like those choices. We can have Nautilus just like that, although I dislike Nautilus in monthly challenges. That's probably the only reason, well, second reason why I do not have him upgraded right now. I did plan to use him last month into Mountain's Peak. I just kind of forgot. And I also plan to use him in my own challenge. I just don't have time. Never mind. Against this challenge, we can use also Morgana to heal up. She is fine into these aggressors. You can stun enemy Z, you just got to do that prior his attack and it's all good. You can use Yasuo to, once again, stop enemy aggression, but you got to do that palm 2 mana stun before enemy attacks. We can use any has stun every round. We can use Ambessa, she has Rictus with Quick Strike Blade, instantly stun enemy strongest unit. He also has Barrier to survive, to protect. Ambessa has 1 mana stun. Theoretically, these champions are surviving this. Are they good into this? Well, they're fine. My personal preference into that is Kindred. She was the very best defensive champion for years. She's like not really that great right now. We call it Maviton. French word, I guess. But if I really wanted to, yeah, she would have been useful. Spirit Blossom Ari has a lot of protection. Kindred can heal up if you really like playing that, but I didn't consider playing the Spirit Blossom champions at all. Caitlyn is one of my go-tos into that. Once again, she has Guardian Angel, Stalker's Blade. Traps are good into ephemeral, elusive units of that. So it's like we have one tool that solves a lot of problems. Evelynn is a strong champion. If you have Evelynn with manaflow, this will be really good. So yeah, this challenge is not supposed to be top 10, top 5. This is not supposed to be that hard, but it's really hard to recommend anything into this because of the potential high rolls that enemy can get. And then we have challenge 66. Salty Dogs remove the imperfection after image vicious enemy. Remove the imperfection is interesting. It's one of another awkward epic special rules that I do not feel like comfortable playing against. So into Salty Dogs, we feel like playing Bilgewater, but Bilgewater champions are really not that great into remove the imperfection, which is the neat part. So I expected myself to pick Jack or Tahm Kench. I think I thought for like 2 minutes what I'm gonna pick. I was even thinking about Pike, because if we manage to get attack token round 1, and we attack with ephemeral unit, and we get +2/+2 due to our 3-star upgrade, like, remove the imperfection isn't really helping enemy anymore. And then we get Piranha round 2 with quick straight blade, and then +2/+2 once again, and just enemy is done. You really cannot do anything other than recall, and even then it's just not helping. The strongest champion for Bilgewater is Misfortune, and everything will be just recalled. I mean, the best part is that enemy can recall only our followers. So if you have Misfortune at a certain progression, let me show you. So we can have 1 star, 2 star, 3 stars. Then you go this way and you get +2 damage. And if you have this, then yeah, you are just good. You can play. If you do not have any epics, you can play this build. Plunder -2, Tempest, and Grand General's Contraplan. So this will be 4 damage, which is exactly enough to kill Irelia. You will create Misfortune every round in case if you want to sacrifice Misfortune, in case if something is happening, right? And Plunder will get her to 1 mana. If Monkey actually manages to die, if you have Eep's Genius, then this is the build. I have pretty much the same, which is just in epic power, right? In epic... Oh, another level. You get 1 extra damage for free, you get +1/+1 every time, every round that we have damaged our enemy Nexus, and the King Spirit is just not that good. But yeah, I picked Tahm Kench. Tahm Kench's only problem is that he's at 2 attack, so to counter remove the imperfection, and I need to counter like Irelia's power in a way, because when we play Tahm Kench at 2 power, only thing that can recall our Tahm Kench is nothing but if anything has 2 power, then I'm losing train of thought. I've been talking for way too long. So I wanted to kill Tahm Kench. Oh my god, Irelia. And I decided to take +3/+3 bounty renown something, but I was at 580 gold, which gave me just +2/+2 sadly. My plan didn't really work out, and I even kind of lost a whole relic slot. Yeah, I probably just thought that Irelia will recall me. Irelia is page 3 mana drop. She is at 5/4, and I felt like I need to be at 5 power too, but remove the perfection recalls only followers, so it's okay, we can play champions and we shouldn't worry about that. We just need spell shield to deny potential high roll that enemy can have. That's it. After image, into after image, once again we probably want to play champions, but generally speaking, this list is good into after image. Kai'Sa, because evolve is per player, enemy, our unit that will be under enemy control will not have evolve procced, and also our 2-star upgrade. Any unit that has 3 keywords will get +2/+2, will not transfer to enemy too. Atrox Swain, armed to the Teeth Twins. At 4 stars they're just that good. Leblanc is pretty much on summon effect double Stalker's Blade. If you have double Stalker's Blade, then she's great. Eka pretty much same reason. Caitlyn same reason. Probably not in the bottom of the list is what we want to avoid picking, and there are just no Bilgewater champions. We just discussed Bilgewater. And the last one, challenge number 70. I picked Warwick into Forest Workout. This is kind of scary because Blade in the Darkness and Forest Workout. Swain with extra mana just summons Swain round 2. Blade in the Darkness accelerates his level up. He will level up as soon as possible. Maybe he will be able to level up like round 1. If he gets lucky. Or if he gets unlucky. So if Swain manages to hit our Nexus on his own, then he will get his power, champion's power doubled up, right? On board. And then Blade in the Darkness happens. With doubled power. He strikes our Nexus for like 16. And then he deals 3 extra because he is Swain. He deals 3 extra to every unit that we got. And then next round start, Suffer happens to deal 3 to every damaged unit. This is just way too much. Yeah, this can go wrong. Do I have any tips? I picked Warwick because his on-play effect is strike enemy. Stalker's Blade is strike another enemy. This way we can kind of control board even round 1. And then I also used Gale Force to attack twice and full build, so we get Overwhelm, which means that we will get play, I strike a damaged enemy. Our power is doubled. Our power is doubled again. Then we attack doubled again. And we deal like 50 damage round 1, and this is exactly enough. Technically speaking, we are supposed to deal 48, right? So we gotta find some power somewhere. But generally speaking, if you're in a budget, then this is kind of plan that you might wanna pick up too. Diana has double attack, so with Gale Force, this is something that you can do too. Level up Rally can be pretty much beneficial Crown Guard Inheritance relic. Do I have that noise? If it wasn't this explosive, I would probably suggest Kale with Gatebreakers, double triple Gatebreaker, because of the double power. It was supposed to be really good. And also Ari build that I neglected. It should be something like Packed Powder, Gatebreaker, and I guess Echoing Spirit. So with an idea that when we summon Ari or recall Ari, give it Spirit, Gatebreaker triggers Packed Powder kind of, and Ari becomes 0 cost until the end of the round. We have a lot of recalls round 1, and every time we summon or recall Ari, she gets twice the power and Spirit. And this is pretty much win round 1 or round 2. You just need some tempo. And yeah, this works. Otherwise, this is challenge number 70. Just leave it be and have whatever you have left. Use whatever you have left. Also, I wanted to show what I noticed that I'm recommending a lot in my guide, in my written guide. I didn't prepare it. So let's try to create this right now. So as we know, Aurelian Soul is just one of the very bestest champions. Jinx can solve anything. And Swain is also strongest if you have Pyromantic Wake. At 3 stars he's kinda fine too. Order doesn't really matter. And from my perspective, Vex is extremely strong champion if you have her at 4 stars with that power. So you pick her into double fight challenge and she is supposed to solve it. Who else is really good? Kai'Sa is pretty much extremely strong champion. Volibear can solve a lot of problems, a lot of issues. And this month, LeBlanc is extremely strong too. She will just get discounts in challenges like 60 something, 60 something. She is good into After Image, she's good into Undying Rage. If you have 2 Stalker's Blades, she is just beyond godlike. And those champions that I recommended a lot. So Tryndamere is really good this month because of Price of Progress, Sovereign's Domination, After Image, and Adoribus. You are playing champions when you want to play Tryndamere, and this playstyle is good into Adoribus and Lulu, which we will meet 8 times this month. Also we have Freljord discount, so one of these champions is really necessary too. Anivi is probably good, but I'm yet to play her, unfortunately. Yeah. So Tryndamere and one of these, at least one of these. Then Master Yi. He is just generic, he is strong, and he feeds a lot of powers too. He is fine into Price of Progress, he is good into Vestige of Helia, and he can solve other problems too, including Adoribus. So either Luxie or normal Lux. Luxie is good because of her barrier. She can one-shot enemy in one attack, she can use Mass Challenger, she can survive early game, she is great champion. And I didn't really point this out, but we have a lot of combo kills options, and Lux, normal Lux, is one of the best options into that. You just need Chemtech Duplicator and a little bit of luck to get succession round 1. Even if you don't, she's fine. Then either one, Atrox or Vayne. At 4 stars, these two champions are just one of the strongest 4-star champions in the game. I mean, you need little to no investment beyond 3 stars, and they instantly become from strong to just about godlike. Warwick is a really strong generic champion. He solves a lot of problems just because of his own play effect. He is 3 mana, he has high power, he heals 2 enemies in 1 card on demand. He doesn't really die on his own, he will just heal 2 enemies. So he solves a lot of problems and can be used in a lot of cases. Spirit Blossom Ari. A lot of people have Spirit Blossom Fragments right now. If you play the game during Spirit Blossom event, you probably had around 2000 Spirit Blossom Fragments in total, which is roughly enough to get every champion to 3 stars, and at this kind of progression, Spirit Blossom Ari is just one of the superior champions. Misfortune is, she belongs to this tier kind of. If you have that Make It Rain upgrade, if you have Ip's Genius upgrade, she's just like among the strongest champions in the games. She's pretty stable, she is strong. This month, I was also saying that Nasus is alright. Kai'Sa is preferred, but Nasus is alright too, because of a lot of Jinx, Fizz, and Misfortune. You can also always use Berserker Buckle build if you're not a fan of that rare relic that fits any champion, and solves a lot of problems, then yeah, Nasus is fine. Kayn, we have for mid blink counters, he's just superior. Like, I didn't use him once in the last 2 months, but this month I used him 3 times, and I actually wanted to use him more, at least 4 times, that's for sure. He is really strong this month. And we have either Viega or Thresh or something. So Viega is just, yeah, superior. Ashe, let's pick her here. Viega. He is good into power overwhelming. He is good into several other champions too. And we have Shadow Isles discount, so he just fits this month. If you have Strength of Stone, then Thresh is a go-to for a lot of choices. And if you don't, you can play Gwen. She's good into some other stuff too, including power overwhelming. So among these 3 Shadow Isles champions, you just pick one that is your bestest and another one that will be like a backup. Yeah. Thresh is my personal favorite out of these 3, although I liked Gwen a lot and she's my like most used champion in PvP, but still, Viega is just superior. He is objectively stronger. And also Gwen needs level 30, 3 rare relics, and preferably Crush in Constellation as a 4-star upgrade. Kayn, LeBlanc, and Lilia. Lilia is great into Price of Progress, Lilia is great into Adoribus. Lilia solves a lot of issues too. She benefits from extra mana, she benefits from... What does she benefit from? She can hold this. She's good into this, into this, into this, into this, into this she's alright, into this she's one of the best champions here. She's fine into this if you have Guardian Orb. Well, just one is enough. She's kinda alright into combat awareness if you really feel like playing Ililia. She's good into this. Yeah, she's just strong. Generic has defensive potential and she's fine. So yeah, I hope this was clear, I hope I wasn't muted. And I hope that full guide will be released like within a week. My personal deadline is 12th of November. And I just hope that I will not lose my voice while shooting other guides this weekend. Have fun planning, have fun enjoying this game, and I hope you will like upcoming upcoming new champions for PvE. Because I'm extremely excited, I expect Alice to come out because of Halloween, and I'm a huge fan of Shadow Isles. I honestly expect Nocturne and Alice to be released.